right. Well, let's do it. So, top 5 Jack Nicholson movies. This should be a good one.
Yeah, hopefully.
Uh,
Number 5.
Number 5.
As good as it gets.
Ooh, that's a good choice. I thought about putting that on my list. It came close, but it's not on
I
mine.
know. There were so many good movies. I mean, even my 6 and 7 are good.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So, but this was like maybe his last movie. I don't remember any movie he did after that.
Oh no, he did some in the early 2000s, but yeah, this was obviously later in his career. But yeah, the love story or the kind of an offbeat romantic comedy.
Yeah, he's a little out of it. It's like he has this routine. He has to keep doing the routine. Because
Yeah.
out of the routine, he gets a little wacky and stuff like that.
Yeah, major OCD. He can't step on the cracks of the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, but he played that part good. He plays everything good.
Yeah.
That's the problem with, well, not a problem. I mean, it's a tribute to him, but
Yeah.
that's why he's had so many good, even like, I don't know if you remember, way back, we watched Wolfen. Was he in Wolfen?
No, but the movie Wolf, if that's what you're talking about, where he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, where he turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, I like that one. Like, it wasn't the greatest werewolf movie in general, but because it was Jack, he made it good,
Yeah, he made it good. Yeah. So, I mean, and that was like way back.
Yeah, but As Good as It Gets also had a great supporting cast: Helen Hunt and Greg Kinnear as the gay neighbor, Cuba Gooding Jr. too. I mean, and then throughout the movie, the arc of his character becoming a more compassionate guy, and then or realizing he always was one. He just had to kind of overcome his own stuff. But yeah, that's a great choice.
Yeah, it was, and Helen Hunt was good in that.
Yeah,
like you said, yeah, that it was. The dog was good.
Yeah, the poor dog that he puts down the laundry chute or whatever. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he didn't like dogs either.
Yeah, he has so many great monologues in that too. Like he does this whole speech about noodle salad or something in the car as if it's supposed to be profound, and they're just looking at him like, "You're crazy, dude."
I know. Yeah, the car ride was amazing too. It was like it was like a really good movie.
Yep, definitely a classic.
Too bad he made a lot of other good movies. So that one wasn't close to the top.
Yeah, we could have easily done a top 10 on him, but this is the cream of the crop. So my number 5 is The Shining.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that too, but it was higher up.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously a great Stanley Kubrick directed film written by Stephen King. But I can't, going back to how great Jack is, I can't imagine anyone else in that role. The way that he just totally went insane by the end of the movie. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, the gradual steps, you could see him. He's happy-go-lucky when he goes in for the interview. And at the end of the movie, he's like a madman.
Yeah, the whole thing with him typing "all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy" over and over again, and then chasing Shelley Duvall around. It was really horrifying. That was probably the first horror movie I ever saw, and it scared the hell out of me, especially with the little kid. That could have been a father and son movie, actually.
Yeah, it could have been a father-son movie. I was almost tempted to do it on the father-son movie. It was so far out there. I'm going, No,
No.
no, no, no. I'll save it for a later date. The movie.
Yeah. Right, right.
Yeah, I mean the kid was great.
Yeah, the kid was awesome, and the whole thing with the maze at the end was awesome. Uh, but yeah, the here's Johnny. I mean, one of the most classic scenes ever.
I mean, and Duval was good too.
Yeah.
I mean, she showed like real scary horror afraid.
Oh
You
yeah. It
know, the
was like
kid was so,
palpable.
yeah. I mean, Kubrick did a really good job with the kid, and the kid was never in another movie again, except for the sequel where he has like this bit part.
Oh really? I haven't seen Doctor
I
Sleep
haven't
yet.
seen the sequel yet either, but I know he's got like a little bit part in the thing. But
Right.
yeah, he hasn't been in another movie since then.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, definitely a great movie. So it's higher on your list. So what's your number four?
A Few Good Men.
Ah, okay. That is on my list, and it's higher on mine.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, he's really a supporting role in this movie,
right.
but he's so powerful in his performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially that speech
yeah, of
in
course.
the courtroom.
You
Yeah,
can't handle the truth.
yeah, that like made the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to be a Tom Cruise movie, but he stole the movie with that just one
Yep.
scene
Exactly.
at
And I
the
think
end.
he's only in like maybe three scenes in the whole movie. But
Yeah,
yeah, his presence is so huge. And it's funny, that's a movie, talk about rewatchability. Katya makes fun of me because it comes on TV a lot. And I'll put it on even halfway through the movie because I know it's going to come to that scene. And she's like, "You've seen this a million times." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's so
yeah,
great."
yeah, it is.
And actually, Cruz, I think that's one of his best performances too, because he's toe to toe with Nicholson in that scene, and of course Demi Moore is great. I mean, the whole cast is great, and a great story about how the military can be corrupt. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's higher on my list. So my number four is actually I was either going to put As Good as It Gets or this, and I chose Something's Gotta Give, which is another romantic comedy, but this was with Diane Keaton. I don't know if you saw this in the 2000s. So where he's dating a much younger girl played by Amanda Peet, but then he falls in love with the mom, which is Diane Keaton. And at another point in the movie, she's dating Keanu Reeves, which is it's hilarious to think about on paper, but they make it work because I mean Keaton's great too. But yeah. So have you seen this or no?
I vaguely remember it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I know it's not going to probably make our combined top five, but I love it for the same reasons that I love As Good as It Gets because he plays a similar character who's, um, all he's got his own issues and has to kind of, even though he's got all this charisma, he's a kind of tough guy that ends up getting mushy towards the end. But yeah, that's one that I can watch anytime it comes on, just like A Few Good Men. So okay, now we're at number. What's your number three?
Okay, let me look to make sure I did the right one.
Okay.
Batman. I had
Oh
to do it.
wow.
I had to do it.
Okay. All right. I did. I thought about it, but I didn't put it on my list. Um, Mainly because I mean the movie is a little cartoonish, but he was such a good Joker, though.
And he was a good Joker. I mean,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the later Joker movie, uh, he still would have been the best Joker.
for sure. And again, he stole the movie. I
He
mean,
played these crazy people really well.
Yeah. And again, he's always got these memorable quotes from every movie, like "Where does he get those wonderful toys?" and
Yeah, right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a great line. Yeah.
And yeah,
Uh,
he brought a fun, like playfulness to the movie. Although he was also like sick and demented, what he did to some of the people in the movie too. But
I know. Yeah, but I mean that probably spurred another Batman movie.
yeah,
I mean, I think he was the star, you know, more than Batman was.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember back in '89 when they were like campaigning before the movie came out, and everyone was like, Michael Keaton. Everyone was more excited to see Jack as the Joker, which proved to be true. I mean, I think Keaton was okay, but yeah, it was definitely Jack's show.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So, okay, cool. Well, yeah, we've got different lists here so far. So so my number three, let me make sure I've got the right one. The Departed.
oh wow, I thought you'd have that higher on you.
Oh, really? No, this is another one where he's pretty much a supporting character. Even though he's like the head bad guy of the organization, it's more of a DiCaprio and Damon movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, he plays these great bad guys, man. He's so evil in this.
I
Uh,
know, and he's great even in supporting roles.
yeah,
He doesn't have to be in the starring role.
exactly. So is this on your list or no? It didn't.
No, I left it off because I figured you were going to put it on. So it
Okay.
gave us a chance to have other movies like Batman on.
Exactly, man. We might have to fight over some of these, but yeah,
Yeah,
Departed. Uh,
I thought that would be your number one. So now I'm curious to see what your number. Actually, I think I probably know what it is.
we might have the same number one. We'll see. But
No, I don't think we have the same number one.
all right, all right. Well, yeah, Departed though. Obviously, Scorsese, probably my favorite director of all time, and this wouldn't even be in my top maybe three of his movies because he's got so many great ones. But this was just such a cool cat and mouse story. Just the thing of DiCaprio and Damon alone is great. But then, yeah, Nicholson, when he's on screen, man, he just totally takes over. And he was a little over the top in some scenes, kind of like he was as the Joker and in The Shining. But that's what makes him Jack. I mean, that's why he's so great.
Right.
So okay, so now what is your number two?
My number two is probably your number one,
Okay,
which is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
you got it. Yeah, that is my number one. Okay. Yep. Milos Forman directed this. 1975. It swept the Academy Awards the next year for good reason because I mean this to me it's the ultimate Jack movie because I mean he's the main character. He leads the show. There's great quotable lines in it throughout, and he gets to be crazy, but then he's not really crazy. But even though he's in the mental asylum, he was just in there because he likes to, as he says, fight a lot. They just assumed he was crazy, so they put him in there. And then the thing with him versus Nurse Ratched,
I mean,
so good.
yeah, the chemistry between the two of them.
Yeah. And she's, I think, one of the greatest villains of all time, actually, of a movie. Because, man, just the way that when you find out, too, that a lot of the patients in there are in there of their own free will, it's so sad. But then you see also that she kind of like holds the reins, especially of that young kid. and it's just like, it's so terrible what ends up happening. It's really a tragic ending, but it's one that still, I think, has huge rewatchability, mainly because of Jack. Uh,
Right.
his relationship with the chief, with playing basketball with him is so great. And a lot of um, people that were in their first movies, like Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd, as some of these crazy mental patients, was great. Uh, so much
And the big
humor.
and the big Indian.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's oh man, it's definitely my favorite. So my number one. So my number two is A Few Good Men from earlier.
Okay.
So so now I'm curious to see what your number one is.
My number one was The Shining.
Ah, wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it is one of the best horror movies ever. And many would argue one of Kubrick's best, but there's so many great ones of his films. That'd be tough. We'll have to do a Kubrick at one point. So, okay, so that's interesting. So, all right, putting this together, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one for sure.
Right.
So now your number one was my number five, so Shining has to be number two. So then, what do we got?
We got to do A Few Good Men as number three.
Yep, definitely. This is a good list. All right, so now it's between The Departed and Batman, which are both of our number threes. What we could do, if I look on Letterboxd, I can see what has a higher score.
Well, that's better than flipping a coin.
Yeah. Let's see. The Departed has a 4.2 out of 5.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's probably going to be better than Batman. Let's see. Yeah, Batman is only 3.6.
Right. Well, that's because of Keaton, not because of
Yeah.
Jack.
But yeah, okay, so Departed at 4 and Batman at 5. And that's it. So our romantic comedies did not make the list. But Jack can do it all. I mean, he does, in a way, he kind of plays himself a lot. Or at least he brings himself into his roles.
Right. I mean, even like Five Easy Pieces.
Ah, yeah. No, yeah, the great sandwich speech or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, another one that I thought about, another honorable mention from that era is The Last Detail.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That was a great one.
Yeah. And yeah, classic Jack over the top.
I going to the movie theater. I saw my father's movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, that came out in like mid 70s too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. And that was Randy Quaid, I think, his first movie.
Yeah.
Great movie, man. But yeah, so many good ones. Did you have any other honorable mentions that almost made your list?
No, I kept my list short to like 7 that time. So
okay.
We hit them all.
All right, so let's do it. All right, here are the top 5 best Jack Nicholson movies of all time. At number 5, Batman. At number 4, The Departed. At number 3, A Few Good Men. At number 2, The Shining. And at number 1, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. All right, another good list.
Yeah.
And we had, 2 in common as usual? So that kept it interesting. All right. Well,
no, we had 3 in common.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, very good. So next week, I've got the topic.
Okay.
Another actor, in honor of the fact that he's got a new movie coming out next week. I forget the name of it. It's like a World War II looking movie called Greyhound. Tom Hanks.
Oh God, there's so many.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It'll be a tough one. But
yeah,
yeah,
it'd be a tough one.
the national treasure Tom Hanks. And yeah, right now it's hard for movies. I think it's only coming out on streaming. Obviously, theaters are not a popular thing at the moment, but it looks like it has the possibility of being a pretty good World War II era submarine movie. But obviously, it won't make either of our lists because we'll be doing our our list up until now.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm watching. I always wanted to watch the series. It's an HBO series, The Pacific.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a bit obviously World War II in the Pacific, but Hanks and Spielberg are executive producers.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Hanks seems to be producing a lot of stuff these days.
Yeah.
A lot of documentary type things too. There was a cool thing on the year 1968 that was on last night that he was a executive producer of, which my God, what a crazy time! All these assassinations left and right, crazy man.
It was a sequel to Band of Brothers, which was uh,
Yeah.
World War II, but it was on the Europe side.
Okay. Cool. Well, have a good week.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Stay safe.
Will do. Love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Of course.
All right. See you next time.
All right.
All right. Bye.